Welcome to South Beach Accounting. My name is Jason Miller. I'm the CPA and owner of South Beach Accounting. Today we're going to go over one of the most basic statements with tax. With tax time coming right around, this beginning of tax season, it ends April 15th. You can't actually file your individual returns until January 26th. That's when the IRS starts accepting returns. But we're just going to kind of show you how to read a W-2 because that's going to be the most basic tax statement for just about everybody watching this video. So here I have just a sample W-2 statement. This is from South Beach Accounting. I did it for John Doe. So this is basically some of your information. Up here you're going to have a social security number, nothing too serious. The EIN, this is going to be provided by the employer, your employer's name, address, and zip code. And then your information should be right here. It's important to make sure all of this is correct. Additionally, your social security number is correct because some people input the wrong information, and then that is what's reported to the IRS. So if for some reason something is wrong on here, then you should request an amended W-2 so that they send the correct statement to the IRS. The IRS gets a copy of all the W-2s from your employer. That's basically how it's being reported, whether your employer uses ADP, their internal payroll system, or they're just doing it as a small business. They're supposed to give one W-2 to you and one copy to the IRS so that the IRS has a copy of all this information. And this is what they review should you get flagged for an audit, for instance. So on here, I just put a $50,000, and this is the wages that were earned throughout the year. This probably isn't what's actually hitting your account because of taxes and everything. So Social Security wages are $50,000. Now these are taxed at 6.2%. This is automatic. This is paid by anybody that is an employee of any company in America. Even if you own your own business, they have something called self-employment tax. I'll get into that in a different video. But this is paid by everybody. It's 6.2% paid by the employee and 6.2% paid by the employer. So for $50,000, it's going to be $3,100. And on Medicare, it's always taxed at 1.45%. So if for some reason you are doing the math and you do your 50,000 and it doesn't equal 725, or 50,000 and it doesn't equal 3,100, then there might have been an error on your account. Now, if it's more, that's definitely something you want to check. If it's less, there's no way for them to actually go back and look at it. So that's an error that you can live with. But if it's more for some reason than 6.2% for Social Security and 1.45% for Medicare, that's something that you should really have your HR representative or whoever runs your payroll take a look at. It's unlikely that this has happened, but it does happen. So it's good to at least do the math and make sure that the wages are adding up. Now, with your federal income tax, this is whatever you put on your W-4. In my previous video, we kind of went over the W-4. So on this, I put $2,400. It's a pretty low amount, but when you factor in what the standard deduction is, any potential earned income credits, if you have any dependents, then you kind of want this number to be as low as possible. I'd rather owe the government a little bit of money at the end of the year than get a refund. Because as I've stated before, it is just a refund. They're giving you your money back. They don't give you interest. Put it in a low interest savings account and you'll get a better interest rate than if you were to just give the government extra money and then get a refund. I know some people like having that nice check at the end of the year. It's 0% interest. You might as well take that money, put it in an interest account, and then you're making more money. Go buy treasury bonds. They pay, I think, 3% yield right now. So there's multiple ways that you can reinvest this money and make more money off of it. Now, these are Social Security tips. This is something that's going to be specific to anybody that's in a tipped profession. Generally, this number here and the allocated tips, these are going to be more important with the big, beautiful bill. They say they're not going to be taxing tips. There's not a lot of information on that yet, how that's going to work. Once more information is provided on it, I'll be sure to follow back up. And then whatever your state is, so for me it's Florida and we don't have any state income taxes. But let's say you live in California, then it's going to be something very, very similar. They'll have a number for this is your employer's state number. So whatever number is through the employer, and then your state wages will be the same as your wages in box 1. And then your state income tax, we can say, is $1,200 because California has high taxes. Local wages, these are only specific to a couple municipalities throughout the U.S., Los Angeles, New York City. There's a couple cities in Pennsylvania. But for the most part, a lot of cities don't require local income tax. But if you do, this is something else you would want to check. There's other things that could be on here, such as statutory employee, if you have a retirement plan, if you're putting anything through an IRA, that would be here in 14A. So these are all basic. This is basically how to read your W-2. If this is the only statement you have for tax purposes, a W-2, then this is something that you could easily file yourself. There's a website, it's called FreeTaxUSA. And this is a great free service for anybody. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I don't get any type of advertisement money from them. But it's really a great service to use for anybody trying to file their own taxes. Free federal returns for everyone. You file directly to the IRS. Zero for the federal, and then you do have to pay them $16 for the state. This is a really great service to use. Free federal return for everyone. It's from FreeTaxUSA.com. They're completely aligned with the IRS. So if you only have one W-2 statement, then I highly recommend using them because any credits, any type of refunds, they're really good at finding those extra things that you may be eligible for, whether it's the earned income credit, child tax credit, if you have student loan interest. They're really good about making sure you do all this yourself. So I don't think if you only have a W-2, you should be nervous about preparing your own taxes. I know technically this could hurt my business, but if you leave me a comment and a like, then you're getting my name out there more in the YouTube atmosphere, and obviously that could lead to better potential clients for myself. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment. You can send me an email. This is my website, South Beach Accounting. You can get on here, send me an email if you prefer. Whatever your questions are, anything reasonable, I'm more than happy to provide an answer. Again, my name is Jason Miller. I'm a CPA in the state of Florida. Thanks for watching my video. Leave me a like, maybe hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm, and it'll help put me out to other people that can maybe get some use out of my videos. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.